What I wanted to talk about today is that God talked about presenting your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. And I wanted to ask the question, are you presenting your bodies a living sacrifice? And this came from Romans 12, verse 1, where it says, I urge you then, brothers, remembering the mercies of God, to offer your bodies a living sacrifice, dedicated and acceptable to God, that in the kind of worship for you, and as sensible people. That is the kind of worship for you as sensible people. Do not model your behavior on the contemporary world, but let the renewing of your minds transform you so that you may discern for yourselves what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and mature. Are you presenting your bodies a living sacrifice? Is what I want to know today. And before I give you some notes I made here that I want to share with you, and I wrote these things down because I really wanted to remember to share with you. How many people thought of this before today? Am I presenting my body a living sacrifice? Only 2-3 people thought of it. What does it mean to present your body a living sacrifice?
Well, everything we do, we think, we should say, should be to glorify God.
Yeah, but give me examples of like what? Examples of what we should not be doing.
Well, we shouldn't be serving our own lusts.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be...
And you don't serve your lust?
I endeavor not to.
That's a big word.
Well, I try not to.
But sometimes you do?
Well, God knows we're but dust, and I have to appeal to the mercies of God, and that's what it says right here. I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God. So throwing the God's mercy.
So sometimes you do and sometimes you don't? Is there a problem with his mic?
Too close.
Oh, pull it away from my, yeah.
All right, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like this? There you go.
Okay, go ahead. Sometimes you give into the lust.
Well, you have lustful thoughts. Sometimes you do what you want, and you're not... It's not that you purposely, but you do what is pleasurable to you, which may not be the most, or the best way to show your love and service to the Lord.
Right. And at the time that you give in, do you think to yourself, wow, I am not presenting my body a living sacrifice right now?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
As I reflect on it.
After it's all over.
Right.
And you look back on it.
Right, but then again, I've made plans and actually done things that are not to my economic benefit in order to serve the Lord and to help other people. And it's many times.
Is it possible to not, you mentioned thoughts too, sometimes you give into your thoughts, right?
Yes.
Is it possible not to ever give into that kind of temptation?
Yeah, you should think in the Lord.
Right.
Right. They say if they fill the barrel with wheat, I defy the devil to fill it with tares. So if you get your mind on the righteous things, it says one of Paul's letters, think of good thoughts, pure thoughts, wholesome thoughts, that will blot out that others.
But it's a problem doing that all the time, right?
Certainly, we live in a sin-cursed world. It's more than ever. We walk in the counsel of the ungodly. Just turn on the idiot box, and there it is.
You're right about that. Absolutely right. I really pray that there'll come a time when you really get to know yourself, that you really seriously, as human beings, pay attention to yourself. Because if you get to know yourself, all this that you need to know is already with you. But something needs to happen that will cause you to keep your eyes on yourself. As a result of people most Christians not presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, things have changed so drastically in our country that I just don't know if it's ever going to go back to norm until Jesus returns or something happens. And you mentioned about, he said, look at the soapbox. You know, you turn the idiot TV on, the whole world, everything is like upside down now. And so it's hard as a result of everything being upside down. It is hard for Christians to present themselves as a living sacrifice because the competition against them is so great now until a lot of them cave in. They give into it. They become afraid to speak out about it. They become afraid to be an individual and not change with the way things are going. They are afraid of losing a job or friends or family members. And the world is absolutely falling apart. For an example, in Hawaii this past week, Chicago and Hawaii just recently signed into law the same-sex marriage bill. And in Hawaii, most of the people were against same-sex marriage. And they had hearings for about 8 days or so. That's how many people were against it. And yet, the local government said to the people were like, let us vote on it. You know, we don't want this, let us vote on it. And since there were more people against it than for it, the local government decided that they were going to make the decision and went against the majority of the people. Isn't that amazing? They went against what the people wanted and voted in same-sex marriage. And in all honesty, I was a little surprised to see Hawaii come out like that and stand up and rally and protest for something because I thought it was more of a liberal state and that they would be more in support of it than against it. But on this one, majority of the people were against it. And the state just took it out of their hand. They wouldn't let the people vote on it and decided that who was going to do it. That should not happen if majority of the people know that this is wrong. This is not what they want. They should be getting what they want. They shouldn't have to sacrifice their values for this kind of stuff because now that Hawaii has signed in this law, the children of God who are against it, if they go against it, if they speak out against it, they could be sued. They could lose jobs. They could lose whatever now because the law has turned against them.
They have destroyed the First Amendment.
Yeah.
That was their intent.
They have destroyed the First Amendment and the family values and everything, the thing of God.
They called Jesus Christ a liar. That's exactly what they did. Jesus.
Yeah.
God founded the institution of marriage.
But you
God
know who
founded the institution of marriage back in Genesis,
Yeah.
and Jesus affirmed it in Matthew, I believe it's Matthew 18, and,
Yeah.
and also in Mark 10. So they just called Jesus Christ a liar. And they have preachers doing that too.
Exactly. The churches are doing it. Even if I never read the Bible, there's some things you just kind of know is wrong, you know? Like stealing, you know it's wrong to steal. The Bible doesn't have to tell you that. It's in you to know it's wrong to do certain things. You know that it's wrong to go to someone's house and destroy their home or something, you know? These kind of things we already know, but the Christians are not, they don't realize we have a teacher. They don't realize we have the power and that we don't have to let this stuff happen. It doesn't have to happen, but something has gone wrong with the Christians. They're not living upright. They're not presenting themselves holy unto God. Something's going wrong. I just want to name these other things that are out of control. Do you know that we're having a race war right now? Somebody asked me, do you think we're going to have a race war? I'm like, we're already having it. Black people are killing white people like 90 going north. And they're killing them and attacking them and beating them up because they are white. And they hate them. The race war is already happening. Christianity is under attack. You're not allowed to celebrate Christmas now in the public schools and other areas because we have not sacrificed anything as children of God. We're just like the world, so the world has the power over us, and they shouldn't have the authority over us. But we are not conscious enough where we're sacrificing. This socialized health care plan that was passed by the government, we're going to end up paying for abortion pills, condoms, and just encouraging all kind of wrong sex. All that is a part of the bill. We, as children of God, will be paying for that. Isn't that amazing? We don't agree with any of it, but we are paying for it in more ways than one. Sin, we can't use the word sin anymore. We can't say homosexuality or lying or stealing is a sin. Just think about when the last time the word sin crossed your mind. Oh, I mentioned a partner. Tattoo. Putting tattoos all over your body is not sacrificing the body as unto God. And God said our body is the temple of the Lord. And it's there that we should worship him. Not this building, but our body. And I bring all this up, folks, so you can kind of think about what's really, really going on. Thank you for tuning in. We need your tithe and offering. Help us out. God bless you.